Hello, everyone. My name is Sherry Chris Bridge, and I am the District Preschool Director for DeKalb Central Schools. I'm so excited today to be sharing some information with you about our preschool program via our virtual preschool Roundup. There is a lot of information in the slide deck. I won't be going over every detail on the slide deck, but please know that there is also a non-narrative slide deck that you can go back and read and reread and clarify any questions that you might have. Please also know that throughout the presentation, there are a couple of spots that gives my contact information, both an email address as well as a phone number. And if you have any questions at all after listening to the presentation, please feel free to give me a call. So let's get started. We'll be going over several topics today during the slide deck. The big pieces would be, of course, the enrollment process and how to take care of that, our schedule for preschool, and also the tuition costs involved. This slide here is just basically sharing information about our personnel, the principals in the different elementaries, my contact information, and our current list of preschool teachers. We also have paraprofessionals in each of the preschool rooms, but they are not listed on the doc, but please know there will be two individuals in each classroom. Enrollment age is one of the biggest questions that we get each year. We currently service 4-year-olds. So your student must be 4 by August 1st to start the school year in August. If your student turns 4 after August 1st and you're interested in preschool, your student can still apply, and if there are available spots, we will certainly look at your student for enrollment. In some cases, it has happened in the past that a family is interested in their preschooler who turns 4 after August 1st, and they would like for them to go to their home school, but unfortunately that preschool class is full. In that instance, parents still have the option of sending their student to another elementary for preschool. The only stipulation to that is we would not be able to provide transportation via our district, and you would have to self-transport. Lastly, I get lots of questions on whether or not we service 5-year-olds. We do not. If your student turns 5 by August 1st, we strongly encourage them to register for kindergarten, as we do not service 5-year-olds. Please know that you can now go online and enroll your student at our home webpage, which I've listed there, dekalbcentral.net. Down at the bottom, there is an Enroll Here button. Please just follow the steps. It'll walk you through. It's a pretty short process. Please remember, though, if you are needing to request either an inter-district or out-of-district transfer for your student, you will also have to apply for that, and that form is also on our webpage at dekalbcentral.net. Lastly, please know that enrollment into the program is not automatic acceptance. I have to check a couple of things to ensure, one of the biggest being date of birth. And I will send out letters of acceptance during the months of June and July, which will also give you additional information about the program. Our goals for our preschool students are so important to us. And at the top of the list is We work very diligently to make sure all of our experiences are developmentally appropriate. And by that, we value the process over the product. So, for example, you might not see your student bringing home lots of worksheets, completed worksheets, because our experiences are very hands-on and narrated and facilitated by the teacher. And so oftentimes there is no product to take home. The learning, the process is the learning. We're also firm believers that children learn best through play. Current research thoroughly supports that. There's so many skills that are practiced and introduced through play. A key piece of our play, though, is the materials that go into the play areas. And because of the materials, it sets itself up for lots of learning. We also work hard to build self-regulation. And self-regulation is just being able to control oneself behaviorally, understanding what to do in situations, not letting emotions get the better of you. So self-regulation is a key piece. We're also strong believers in working toward independence in routines. We feel that's a big piece of self-regulation. So anything that a student can do independently, we really work on building that skill for them. We also understand the importance of preschool, just getting the students to understand how school works. And a key piece of our program, with having preschools in each of our 4 elementaries, the vast majority of our students are attending preschool in their home school, so that when they are ready for kindergarten the following year, the school is not new to them. Personnel is not new. They know faces, they know places, and the transition is very smooth. Of course, we also work very hard on the readiness skills for kindergarten, those skills that most of us would know firsthand: letter recognition, number recognition, shapes, colors, all of those standard readiness skills for kindergarten. Those are also a big piece of our program. We are very proud at DeKalb Central that all of our preschool classrooms are a level 3 pass to quality classroom. And basically, pass to quality is a state rating system for preschools, and the higher on the scale, the better performance, the better outcomes for those facilities. It is a 4-level score. So we are right near the top, and we're very proud of that. We've worked very hard and very diligently to achieve that. And so we're very proud of that fact. As following the pass to quality level 3 guidelines, children's choice time needs to occur at least 1/3 of the time, and they also need to have indoor and outdoor play. Our daily schedule provides a balance of activities. Some of them are quiet, some of them are active. We utilize individual and small group as well as large group activities. Also, as part of the pass to quality guidelines, a nap time is required, 20 to 30 minutes each day. Instead of us calling it nap time, we like to call it rest time. Students are not required to sleep, but they need to lie down on cots during this time. And we know by the time children are 4 and maybe an older 4, nap time is not as essential as it once was. And so we just ask that students rest. For students who can't fall asleep, we also have quiet bags that they can work on items while they're on their cot. Please know that enrollment for preschool at DeKalb Central closes at the end of the first semester. For us, this coming school year, that date will be December 22nd. We will not take any enrollments after that date. An additional enrollment requirement that is especially important is all students must be potty trained. And when we say potty trained, we mean no adult assistance prior to entrance into preschool. If after entrance, restroom issues become a consistent concern, this could result in dismissal from the program. That's not a situation that we like to even think about, but we need to be aware of. We understand that we're talking about 4-year-olds and accidents do happen. And that is why we ask families to bring a set of clothes to have in the room. But the problem and possible dismissal comes when it becomes a very consistent concern with no improvement. So if your student is not yet quite potty trained, I would strongly encourage you over the summer to get a handle on that if possible, so that when they come to preschool, it's not a concern for you or for them. We also have behavior expectations. One of the biggest is students will just be expected to follow instructions given by the classroom teacher or para. And this is totally to ensure safety of all of our children. Please know that if behavioral issues do arise, parents will be contacted as soon as possible. A continued pattern of misbehavior, which would include biting, kicking, hitting, swearing, following a series of behavior interventions, can be grounds for dismissal from the program. Again, the key piece here is a consistent problem that does not seem to be improving. We work very hard to put systems in place when a behavior issue does come up so that the student can work on those issues and become successful and remain in the program. But behavior issues such as biting, hitting, kicking, swearing, it just does not create a safe environment for the children. Our daily schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9 o'clock to 2:30 p.m. On Wednesday, we do have an hour delay start for all students at DeKalb Central. And the hours on Wednesday are 10 to 2:30. Please know that our preschool program follows the DeKalb Central calendar. If school is canceled, preschool is canceled. If a delay is called, preschool will begin at 11 o'clock and dismiss at 2:30, regardless of the day of the week. The next few slides are extremely important, and they are slides that come directly from our transportation department. Please know that there are some guidelines that we must follow to ensure the safety of all of our students, and we must adhere to them. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, again, our hours are 9 to 2:25. On Wednesday, 10 to 2:25. Bus routes will run 1 hour later on Wednesday morning. On a 2-hour delay, the hours are 11 a.m. to 2:25. Bus routes will run 2 hours later in the morning. On our AM transportation stops, AM pre-K transportation is routed to the front door of the student's home or sitter whenever possible. But please know front door service is not always a possibility when the home is on a dead-end street, on a cul-de-sac or other location that cannot be serviced consistently with a full-size bus. AM stop locations will be established by the DeKalb County Central United School Transportation Department and communicated with our families. This slide is particularly important in regards to the drop-off in the afternoon. PM preschool transportation is not routed to the pre-K student's home or sitter's front door. Instead, the PM transportation will be incorporated into our existing elementary bus routes. Pre-K students' PM stop locations will be assigned using the same criteria that we use for our elementary students. Only in the rural areas of our district, where community stops are not utilized, will pre-K students be transported directly to the front door of the home or sitter, or closest possible consistent location. PM stop locations will be established by the Transportation Department and communicated with our families. Here are some additional facts and information that are very important to preschool families. To ensure the highest level of safety, all pre-K students will be secured into a 5-point harness school bus booster seat. They're often called star seats. They will be used both in morning and afternoon transportation. An adult needs to be at the AM stop location with the preschool students until the bus arrives and the student has boarded the bus. Please be aware of the following bullet. An adult needs to be at the PM stop location when the bus arrives to receive the student from the bus driver. Pre-K students will not be allowed to walk home with older elementary students. An adult must be present. There will be no exceptions to this guideline to ensure safety. And I know this is a concern for some families, but it is a safety guideline that is vastly important and will be adhered to. If an adult is not at the PM bus stop to receive the student when the bus arrives, the pre-K student will be returned to the school. If this happens repeatedly, the pre-K student will lose their bus transportation, and parent or guardian will be responsible for transportation. Pre-K students will not be able to sit with older siblings while being transported due to the use of the star seat safety restraints for preschool students and the K-5 student seating arrangements that are based on student grade level. Please also know that pre-K students are only allowed one AM stop and one PM stop location. However, AM and PM locations can be different. To give you an example, Susie's AM stop every day location might be home, and her PM stop location might be at a sitter. Moving on to tuition, we are very happy to have a tiered payment scale. This scale is based on total income for the household and the number of family members in the household. All of our tuition costs include lunch, transportation, snack, and all supplies. Please know that all preschool families are considered full pay, which for next school year will be $60 per week, until all of the necessary paperwork is turned into the office and it is determined that the family qualifies for financial assistance. The information that we will need from you to determine if you qualify would be current pay stubs, a current tax return, or a W-2. Please know that families do need to pay for any Families do need to pay for any canceled school days due to weather and any days miss due to student illness. The fees are based upon 180 days of attendance. Tuition payments will be made online through our accounting department, and instructions for setting up an account to make payments will be given to all families at registration. One thing that has been a situation in the past is keeping our accounts current. In order for our preschool to run effectively, all accounts must be kept current. If an account becomes more than 2 weeks delinquent, the student will be dismissed from the program until the account is made current. The student's spot will not be saved. The student may return only if a spot is available once the delinquent fees are paid. Here is our tuition tiered scale for 2021-22. And as you can see, some families might qualify for free tuition. Some families might qualify for half price tuition. And then lastly, we have the full pay. This will give you a good idea looking at the tiers to determine where you might fall. There is a state grant opportunity that is made available. It's called On My Way Pre-K. And before a family can qualify for zero payment on our district's payment scale, the family must first apply for the On My Way Pre-K grant. And the link is embedded in the online enrollment as well as on this slide. The website to apply for the grant is www.onmywayprek.org. It asks 3 or 4 questions to see if you might pre-qualify, and it will tell you very quickly if you would pre-qualify. And then if you pre-qualify, there are materials and paperwork that you would need to submit to them in order to receive that grant. One of the questions I get every year is, what do I do in the interim while I'm filling out that paperwork and getting that to the state? The full pay tuition is still due until that grant is received. I spoke to the rep for the On My Way program, and enrollment is scheduled to begin in early May of 2021. So my word of advice would be to try in early May if you think you might qualify. It is a first come, first serve, so it is important to get that application in early. If after going online you have any questions, our rep for the program is Kim Fullove, and I've included her phone number on the slide. When you come for registration, after you receive your acceptance letter, and the dates for registration, I will be giving those shortly, you will need a copy of your student's birth certificate, a copy of their shot records. Some doctors are in the CHIRP system, which is an online system, and if your child is in that, we can pull that up here at school. There will be a discipline policy form that you will need to sign, as well as complete a contact information form. All of these will be given to you and received at registration. You can also go online in the interim after you receive your acceptance letter and start making payments if you would like to do that. Here are a list of the needed immunizations for 3 to 5 years old students. I won't read those to you, but as you can see, they're basically the standard immunizations. If you have any questions, let us know, and the school nurse at each of the buildings are happy to answer any and all questions you might have. We take great pride in our family engagement. We understand the importance of family. Family is the first and most important teacher of a student. Unfortunately, for this current year of that we've just been going through with the COVID situation, we've had to limit our family engagement activities, but we're so excited and look forward to next year having at least 2 or 3 wonderful family engagement opportunities where you can actually come in and work with the teacher. In addition, we keep lines of communication open, newsletters, phone calls, journals, notes, etc. And we will always advertise the event nights. Our fall registration for all elementary buildings will be July 28th from 8 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, and July 29th, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can come in anytime during those hours. At that time, your student will get their school picture taken. If classrooms are available, you can tour your classroom. There will also be a cafeteria representative that will have you fill out an app online for cafeteria services, and transportation will also be available to answer any and all questions. Please remember, if you have any questions, here is my contact information as well as the principal's information. I welcome any and all calls, and I'll be happy to talk to you and answer any and all questions. This has been a long presentation, and for that I apologize, but there is so much information. I just want to thank you again. Please feel free to go back through the presentation, play it again as many times as you need, and please remember there is a non-narrated slide deck that you can also look at and go to the specific slides that you're interested in and read through them. But again, I'm Sherry Bridge. I'm the district preschool director, and we so look forward to servicing your 4-year-old next year. It's bound to be a fascinating year, and we welcome any and all questions. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful spring and summer.